Hello, I'm Teresa, and I am a CW series addicted. There's this guy, Damon. I started getting addicted to the Vampire Diaries in a really good season and a really good time. And Klaus is like a really bad villain. He's one of the best villains that Vampire Diaries has ever seen. I used to wake up in my childhood at 7 a.m. every Saturday to watch Claire Holt and Phoebe Tonkin on H2O. It was so epic that it was bad. Cole is like the dearest Michelson brother that there ever exists. Caroline. Well, at this time, my mom has already watched about 2 episodes of The Vampire Diaries. She knows everything what's happening in The Vampire Diaries, even though she doesn't watch it. Every time we sit on a table, I'm like, did you know what happened? Did you know what happened? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Elena and Damon and Stefan and Caroline and Matt and Jeremy. And yeah, things are like, I'm really obsessed with it. And then it's like, we are in the car and I'm talking about the Vampire Diaries. We sit on the table to have dinner and I'm talking about the Vampire Diaries. So we're watching a soap opera and I'm talking about the Vampire Diaries. I am on my laptop and I'm talking with her about the Vampire Diaries, and eventually she says, can you just shut up for a minute and stop talking about the Vampire Diaries? And I'm like, no, I can't, I'm sorry, I can't. So, but it's like, my mom was very supportive because, well, yeah, because, well, I mean, I watched the Vampire Diaries, I was like talking about the Vampire Diaries all the time, but I was also reading the book, so she technically didn't have like a proper choice to say don't talk about the Vampire Diaries because I am reading the book. So I'm reading, so parents like when you read. And then it's like, I also watch the series, but my grades are still pretty good, so technically I'm the perfect daughter, but with Vampire Diaries addiction. Sorry, mom. Like, if I was a parent and my son was addicted to a show called The Vampire Diaries, but it's actually pretty good because then I have a motivation to live and to watch and to learn English and to read English and to buy books, and my grades are still good, so that's fine, I think. Except when I'm talking and thinking and dreaming about the Vampire Diaries 24 hours a day. Yeah, it was really bad. I was really addicted to Vampire Diaries. It wasn't bad, it was good. It was good to be addicted, yeah. But it's bad to be addicted. So it's like yeah. It depends on your opinion and how you see things. And then we get to season 4. Season 4 is that season when, like, I still talk about the Vampire Diaries, but I don't talk about it like, yeah, because Elena's changing, and Elena changed, and she's now a vampire, and she's like in this middle age or vampire, or I don't know what I've called, crisis, and suddenly she's making decisions that yeah. There are no words to explain the decisions that Elena Glover starts making. Like, in season 4, in season 5, it's like, oh my god, Elena, can you be any more annoying? Yeah, that's how I feel. I actually feel pretty frustrated in season 4 and season 5, but still, season 4 is like, it's like, no, okay, no. And it's like, yeah, after all they found out that there's a cure for vampirism. And after all, there isn't actually a cure for vampirism, because in season 5 you find out that if a vampire takes the cure to vampirism, he dies. Because, yeah, he's old. Yeah. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. We all know that. It was just like a justification to make sure that maybe there was a chance for Elena Gilbert to turn human again and make good decisions. But there isn't, because then the Elena relationship starts. And I don't know what happened to me, because I was like hardcore Elena, and suddenly I'm rooting for Stefan. because Stefan, after all, is a good boy. Yeah. So suddenly I'm like, from the Lena to Stelina, and then I find out that after all, I don't want Lena to be with Salvatore Brothers. I want Lena to be alone. Yes, and to go very far away from Mystic Falls. So it's like, yeah, there's a cure for vampirism, and then I find out that after all, there's like this really old guy called Silas, and then within the season finale of season 4, I find out that Stefan is a doppelganger from Silas, and it's like, that doppelganger storyline is like, doesn't work like that anymore, guys. It doesn't. We are already tired of doppelgangers. But still, in season 5 they decide, no, you're not tired of doppelgangers yet. So we have this doppelganger called Silas, and then we have Stefan, and then we find out that Nina Dobrev is an excellent actress, and she plays Elena and Catherine and Damara. So we have another doppelganger. It's like, I can't deal with it, especially because they start contradicting itself with the series, because after all, the doppelganger existed because the original witch used Tatya, which is one of the doppelgangers, to make the spell to not make Klaus a hybrid. So that's the thing. It's like things start contradicting itself. It's like, is it happy? No, fans are not happy with that. Fans disapprove that 100%. And then we have like this crazy witch called Ketsia, whatever. I have a rule for that. If you cannot pronounce the name of a villain, then he's not worth it. And after all, she just turned out to be a psychotic girl who was still mad at her ex-boyfriend for breaking up with her and cheating on her, which I totally understand. But come on, it wasn't like that big of a deal. I mean, tortured people, and it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't that special after all, and I don't like it. I think that in the beginning they had like a really good storyline for Ketsia and Silas, and then we have Amara, and then there's a love triangle again with Vampire Diaries, and I was thinking that perhaps it was going to be a good story again. Get Elena out of focus a little bit, let her grow up a little bit more. And after all, they just screwed up everything. Not good. Not good. Fans disapprove 100% again. So then they get rid of Silas and Ketsia and Amara and everything. Amara, Tatya, I always get confused. There are so many doppelgangers. Yeah, I think it's Amara. Yeah, the crazy pants. So they get rid of that because it's not worth it. And then they suddenly decide, okay, so maybe we need another villain. And I was like, okay, another villain. Here we go. So after all this, like these travelers, and I never got actually to understand if they're witches or not, because after all they were witches, but they were living like independently, and I'm like, does that even exist? It's like absolutely crazy, and we have like, no, and then it tortures Stefan. I do not approve that either. And it's like we don't understand it. After all, they are ruled by this big guy called Marcus. And after all, the big guy called Marcus is not a villain. They tried to make a villain, but he's not a villain. He was pretty useless. And in the end, well, vampires can't go to Mystic Falls because then when they cross the border, they like die, basically, because they turn into humans, and the last time they were humans, they were dying, so that's not pretty. And then they blow up Mystic Grill. Poor Matt lost his job, not happy either. The guy needs to pay his bills. And then, well, yeah, that's it. And it was like pretty bad. And then Bonnie's between worlds and find out that she's like on the other side completely. So basically she's dead, along with Damon, which I don't get it. They brought the Letterick back. I was happy with that, so that's okay. Lexi is gone for good, unfortunately. But Catherine is still missing. We don't know where she is. And I'm not happy with season 4 and 5. I am not. It didn't work like that. Finally, now we are in season 6. Season 6 is like, I believe it's coming back to its origins. So we have the Lena and Caroline and kind of Bonnie. Yeah, Bonnie's not definitely back, but she's back. Yeah, she's back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, Bonnie is back again, so I think that it's focusing again on like a friendship and family again. I think that's really good. Yeah, stick with that. Now Alaric is going to be a parent. Yay, we are going to have another human in the series. And well, we have like these Gemini witches, and their storyline is pretty strong. And we have this amazing villain again. It's called Kai. And I saw on Facebook yesterday that the best villains always start with K. It's because we have Catherine, and then we have Klaus, and now we have Kai. Yes, it works. It works like that. So keep doing that. And now it's like it's good again. So it's like season 1, 2, and 3. And then season 4 and 5, and now season 6 is going up again. So I'm really happy with that, especially because it's not especially, I'm like, it's good, but I'm afraid to compliment a lot about this season because they might like ruin everything again, and I'm so afraid of that, and I'm begging you, please don't do that. So my Vampire Diaries obsession was like pretty imminent in season 3 and season 4, unfortunately. And now I'm like, I calmed down, I watch other series. I'm really happy because Vampire Diaries now is getting better again, and I think that yeah, it's good, and I'm going to keep watching Vampire Diaries because that was the first series that I started watching it. Also is a CW series, and my amount of series is basically all of the CW series. The ones that I watch like weekly. Then I have the others that I watch like binge watch them, and those ones don't count because in order to love a series I need to watch it regularly. I can't binge watch. If I binge watch a series, it's because I don't have the patience to watch it. One episode a week. Yeah. Finally, I would like to say that Vampire Diaries kind of changed my life because, for example, when it was like Breaking Dawn Part 2, and I sat next to these two girls, and they also watched Vampire Diaries, and I was too shy at the time to talk to them, but they were like, there's like this flashback with Edward Cullen, and he's like in the 20s in Chicago, and they're like, huh, you should watch Cloud, he's the real villain, and I'm like, oh, I want someone to talk to them. So basically, Vampire Diaries still carries that vampire community. Yeah, let's call it like that, vampire community. And I think that it's like, it not only focuses on vampires, but it also focuses on family and friendship and kinship and bromance. There's like a huge amount of bromance in Vampire Diaries. You should definitely watch it for the bromance. So, and then right now it's like 6 years after the series premiered. We see that people are like actors and etc. are getting like engaged. Kenny Sakula is already married. Klaus now has his own spin-off, so he's alright, he's doing okay. And it's like we see them grow up too, and it's like really cute and interesting, and we feel that you are growing up with them. Vampire Diaries is the only series that I like follow for at least 5 years. So it is really nice because they're growing up and I'm growing up too. And one of the things that I really loved was that Elena, Caroline, and Bonnie, they finished up high school. I don't know how they finished because they never went to school in Mystic Falls. But they finished, and I also finished my high school that year. So it was like, oh, that is so sweet. Oh, we are growing up together. And I have to say that I'm a counselor when it comes to series. So, for example, I have a friend who says, oh, I don't know what to watch, and I immediately say Vampire Diaries. I did, and I got like, I don't know, all of my group of friends addicted to, except one, even though I gave her the DVDs, like, yeah, you keep them, and then you bring them back after you watch it, and then she just brought them back and said, I don't have time for that, sorry. That's okay, we are still friends. Yeah, we still are. Yes, we are, we definitely are, no worries. So yeah, I mean, I started like with a friend, and I was just like, oh my god, you should definitely watch it. And I was like, yeah, I totally agree. And yeah, they definitely started watching it, and now they're addicted to Vampire Diaries because of me. So I should be paid for that. And finally, I would just like to say, I said finally before, but yeah, finally I just would like to say that Vampire Diaries is a series that I really love, and I really like to read reviews about it, and I've never made a video talking about the Vampire Diaries. So yeah, that's why I made it, because I believe that honoring a series after 6 years is a really good thing for the series. So thanks for watching, go watch TVD, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!